Not looking good for Jay-Z. Another day, another nasty lawsuit for Roc Nation. They have been struck by one of their most vicious lawsuits yet, which just spontaneously was in the docket and has been, guys, because this was filed on October 17th in New York court, but this was revealed today, and it does have evidence that was submitted, and you know, this person, the plaintiff, is asking for a lot of money. Hey guys, it's Murad Muradi. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Daily and consistent content. We're going to go through this lawsuit that Roc Nation was slapped with, and for the fact that this person is asking for a significant amount of money. Roc Nation are inundated with money issues as of right now. Several cash app lawsuits, the Demore Hadley situation for Desiree Perez, and how much that's costing Desiree, and how much is costing Jay-Z to deal with the Busby saga for the fact that he lost in all of the cases against Busby because he was seeking financial, restitution, especially when it comes to compensation. The stuff with Ramir, the stuff with Lily Coley, even the stuff for Megan Thee Stallion. There's just so much money, being poured into Quint Emanuel, their law firm, and also just so much money being poured that they just, I'm not saying they're running out of money, but it definitely is something where they would prefer not to spend it and keep saving it because they love money. But a lawsuit from somebody who is suing Roc Nation and Atlantic Records in regards to Lil Uzi. I didn't even know that Lil Uzi, however you want to say his name, was under Roc Nation. I didn't know that. But again, it's just another artist to add to the roster who's having problems with Roc Nation, which is very similar now. The way Roc Nation is being spoke about, right, and the way that they're being dealt with right now, and the problems that they have, and the lawsuits and etc., is very much reminding me of Bad Boy Records in early days when they went through so much financial corruption. So many artists were upset, or they were going through stuff, or Bad Boy Record Entertainments were accused of XYZ. I feel like that's happening to Roc Nation a lot more now than ever, and they've been slapped with a 110 million lawsuit, and this person is supplying evidence. So his name is Royale. He is an artist, and he's basically saying that Lil Uzi infringed on his copyright of a song called When I Rock RR, and he's suing Atlantic Records, he's suing Roc Nation, coming for them both, and saying that there's an estimated damages of 110 million. Artist Royale Sharif K. Boucher is suing Lil Uzi, Atlantic Records, and Roc Nation for copyright infringement, claiming that Uzi's song Just Wanna Rock copies hooks from his song Plain and Pleasure. And his song Plain and Pleasure came out in August 2022. Uzi's song came out a month after. He is seeking 110 million in damages for lost revenue, licensing, endorsements, and this was filed October 17, 2025 in New York court, and it includes evidence like music reports and social media use. So if we look at the damage chart, because that is part of the exhibit, you can see lost streaming revenue 8 million, lost licensing and sync deals 12 million, missed brand endorsements, fashion, liquor and auto 25 million plus, marked dilution and reputational harm 25 million plus, AI catalog exploitation and future loss 40 million plus, and therefore the total estimated damages are 110 million. So when you look at the lawsuit and how Royale has broken it down, 110 million actually does seem quite accurate for what he is owed. And what I mean by that is, I'm not saying that he's right or true, because all of it now is currently alleged in a lawsuit and filed, but that when you have people who come forth and sue these big names, they list an absurd amount of money that they want to get, and it never makes sense. But if you look at this lawsuit, you look at the docket, you look at it how it's broken down, I can see why he think that he would be owed a significant amount of money when it comes to this case. Plaintiff released Pain and Pleasure on August 15, 2022. If we look at the factual backgrounds of this lawsuit, on October 17th, defendant released his song, which copied plaintiff's original hook. Musicologist analysis shows 93 to 97% derivation between the two works. Plaintiff had prior contact with Atlantic Records and submitted music to Lena Garba, now president of Hip Hop, R&B and Global Music. Plaintiff's Instagram content received engagement from Atlantic Records artists Cardi B, Fat Joe, Ted Riley, and produced affiliated with Kendrick, Drake, Justin Bieber, and Nicki Minaj. Meta removed Pain and Pleasure without notice, forcing Plaintiff to re-upload the song multiple times. The original upload song is still inaccessible on social media. An Instagram reel featured Pain and Pleasure garnered over 1 million views in another 30-second reel. Just Wanna Rock was used in Fortnite Fortnite, TikTok, Blue Beetle, NFL, WWE, and Grammy events. Warner Music Group used the song's success to secure licensing deals. Uzi's performance rate was between 100 and 300k. UMG also attempted to promote another derivative version of Pain and Pleasure on TikTok, but was rejected after its licensing deals failed. Plaintiff registered the sound recording on May 2nd. June 6, 2025, my attorney at the time sent a cease and desist notice to Lil Uzi's label. So you can see that, it says that plaintiff owns valid copyrights to Pain and Pleasure, and the defendant basically copied the original protected elements without authorization. So, if this is true, and if the judge, allows it to take place in this lawsuit, then that means that everything that's been done with this song, Just Wanna Rock, has copied original elements of the song Pain and Pleasure. So therefore, everything that the song has gained access to, which is, used in Fortnite, TikTok, Blue Beetle, NFL, Grammy events, all of that, as well as the money from Uzi's performances, this person deserves a cut from all of this. And this person is saying that Roc Nation basically knew this stuff and was thieving away, stealing away. Atlantic Records supported it. Uzi didn't give a damn, and therefore he's pissed and he's coming for his money because his song came out a month before. So what are the chances, especially when the majority of the songs sound similar? Imagine you put out a song, an artist takes it who works for Roc Nation, and a month after they come out with a very similar song, your song isn't pushed as much anymore. That song has been pushed massively, makes so much money, and it sounds so similar to yours. You're going to be absolutely pissed and upset. And of course, if there are links between you guys and how you guys know each other, then that makes so much money. You deserve a cut from that. And this is basically what's happening, because he's alleging that Roc Nation and Atlantic Records knew this, intentionally cut the song and took the elements and didn't give a damn about whoever the other person was. Again, another lawsuit that Jay-Z and Roc Nation are facing in regards to corruption and stealing. It just reminds me of Bad Boy Records and what they have been accused of for so long. It's mirroring that. And so I think that when you have lawsuits like this, slapping up 100 million and etc., this man, Jay-Z and Roc Nation and Desiree Perez are all going to end up facing so many civil lawsuits. It's going to be like Diddy, because the man is facing 86 right now. The way these Roc Nation ones are piling up, it's just really going to be insane. So this came out of nowhere. This wasn't in the news loop. I wasn't going to report on this. It just kind of came out. And, it does go back to the words of Nicki Minaj, who's currently recently tweeting saying, look at the dockets. Just focus on the dockets. Look what's being filed against them. It's now more than ever. And remember, the judge has advanced charges against Desiree Perez. So that is going to be going to court next year. And that's going to be a hefty amount of price. And Desiree Perez herself even admitted that she stated that, they were out of money, Roc Nation, and she was begging for money. They were begging for money at one point, and now they're paying for litigation left, right, and center. They've all got rich friends to help support them if they're ever, drowning. I wouldn't be surprised. That's why all these products are coming out, and why, they're doing deals with Jared Kushner, or they're doing deals in the Middle East, or etc., because they want to keep that inflow, because they know that this litigation could be a big issue if they lose. Not right now, because they're just paying for the lawyers, but if they lose a successive amount of these lawsuits, that's a lot of money that they have to owe. They don't want to owe money. They want to make money. So, and I believe this isn't the first time that Roc Nation have been accused in regards to music stealing. To me, it's just out of the Bad Boy Records book 101, because that's what they did. They stole from stuff. They stole beats. Do you understand? You even have Diddy going to studios, stealing beats outside of that, and then, being very manipulative in the contracts, ripping them up and etc. That's basically what they've been doing. So make of this what you will, but this basically dropped, and I wanted to give you guys a 10-minute review of the lawsuit, looking at the docket, looking at who's been accused, and looking at this just madness. Complaint for copyright infringement in the United States District Court, Western District of New York. Roc Nation are always being dragged into lawsuits recently. It's always their artists going through something in some kind of way. And I just think throwing money into litigation isn't going to be the right way to deal with this, because it looks like these lawsuits aren't stopping. And I feel like a lot of these problems for Jay-Z began not after Cat Williams' interview. This began after Diddy got arrested in September 2024, when he was arrested and indicted on multiple charges. That is when I believe multiple issues began for people in Hollywood and for those who were close friends for Diddy. Why? Because higher up and executives, in my opinion, who have helped these people that are in the closer conference for Diddy are moving away, because they're like, hold up, your friend just got indicted. We're going to end up, releasing our support for you and in their motion of them releasing support for them, that's when things get more difficult for these people. And that is what I believe is happening to Jay-Z and Beyonce 110%. If it's happened to R. Kelly, if it's happened to Diddy, I can definitely see it happening to him and the clan and the company and Desiree Perez in the next 10 years. I can just definitely see that. That's probably why LVMH are also circling away from Fenty and just wanting away, work away from branches. I think it all relates to Diddy's arrest. And I've mentioned that before, and I'm going to keep rounding up conversations in regards to that, because I think that's what this is related to. The man got arrested and indicted and sentenced, and it went absolutely haywire. High executives who have stakes in, companies and profits and brands, they want to be far away from this as much as possible. So I'm not saying that they all are deserting Roc Nation. Absolutely not. But I do think that there are some people higher up who are powerful who have taken a step back and are just assessing stuff. That's what I think has definitely happened. Subscribe, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys soon for another video. Click that button and subscribe to the channel, guys. Especially in the last 2 weeks, I've turned things up on this channel and I'm uploading a lot more. So please do click that button and subscribe. It goes a long way. And I'll catch you guys soon for another video.